Have you ever wondered how the church determines if a person is demonically possessed? It's not as simple as it may seem. The church takes a cautious and serious approach towards identifying cases of demonic possession. This isn't a process that begins with an exorcism, but rather a journey that involves careful discernment, medical evaluations, and the involvement of several religious authorities. So, what is this process, and how does it unfold? Let's delve into the meticulous process the church follows. The journey doesn't commence with an exorcism. A common misconception, but in truth, the path to identifying potential demonic possession is a deliberate and careful one. It begins with a simple conversation. Picture this: a worried individual, feeling something unsettling within, turns to a figure of faith, their local priest, for guidance. This initial contact is often a confession of fear, a plea for help, a desperate attempt to make sense of experiences that seem inexplicable. The priest, a spiritual shepherd, listens with empathy and understanding, bearing witness to their concerns. This first step is crucial, setting the tone for the entire process. It is a moment of vulnerability, a call for help that echoes in the silence of the confessional. However, this initial conversation is just that, the beginning. It marks the starting point of a long and meticulous journey, a path that the church navigates with utmost care. The initial contact is just the first step in a cautious and thorough process. The church takes a holistic approach. This statement is the cornerstone of the church's assessment process when dealing with potential cases of demonic possession. In order to ensure a thorough and accurate understanding of the situation, the church doesn't rush into exorcism. Instead, they focus on careful and comprehensive evaluation. The church's methodical approach begins with an in-depth conversation with the individual in question. The clergy member, typically a local priest, will gather as much information as possible about the person's experiences, their history, and any unusual occurrences. This information gathering step is crucial, as it lays the foundation for the subsequent steps in the assessment process. Next, the church recommends a complete medical and psychological evaluation. The church believes in the importance of ruling out any health-related explanations for the person's experiences before considering a spiritual cause. This could involve consulting with medical professionals, psychologists, and psychiatrists who can conduct physical examinations and mental health assessments. Why is this step necessary, you might ask? Well, many symptoms that might seem indicative of demonic possession, such as seizures, hallucinations, or sudden changes in behavior, can often be explained by medical or psychological conditions. By ruling out these possibilities, the church ensures that they don't mistakenly attribute medical conditions to demonic possession. For instance, conditions like epilepsy, schizophrenia, or even severe anxiety can manifest in ways that might be misconstrued as signs of possession. A thorough evaluation can help distinguish between these medical explanations and potential spiritual issues. This stage of assessment is not only respectful to the individual involved, but also reinforces the church's commitment to truth and understanding. It showcases the church's recognition of the complex interplay between the mind, the body, and the spirit, and their dedication to ensuring that each case is treated with the utmost care and consideration. In conclusion, the church's approach to assessing potential cases of demonic possession is meticulous and multifaceted. By ruling out medical and psychological explanations first, the church demonstrates a profound respect for the complexity of human experience and the intricacies of the spiritual realm. A careful evaluation ensures that the church doesn't mistake medical conditions for demonic possession. The bishop's role is pivotal. When we think of the church's hierarchy, the bishop is a significant figure, a leader vested with immense responsibilities. In the context of suspected demonic possession, the bishop's involvement is not immediate or arbitrary. It comes into play only after a strong case has been made. This typically involves a thorough medical and psychological evaluation of the individual in question, as well as a careful exploration of their background and experiences. Only with substantial evidence pointing towards the possibility of possession does the local priest approach the bishop. The bishop's role then is to review this case, adding another layer of scrutiny. It is the bishop who, if convinced, appoints a specially trained exorcist to handle the matter further. This involvement of the bishop is not a mere administrative step. Rather, it is a testament to the seriousness of the process, underscoring the Church's cautious and responsible approach to such grave matters. Not every priest can perform an exorcism. This statement might seem surprising, but it's an important part of the Church's meticulous process in handling cases of alleged demonic possession. After the bishop is involved, should the case warrant it, the next step is the appointment of an exorcist. But who is an exorcist, you may ask? An exorcist is not just any priest. This individual is specially trained, authorized, and chosen by the bishop to take on this complex and sensitive task. This appointment is not taken lightly. The priest must have a profound understanding of the spiritual realm, a strong faith, and an unwavering commitment to the Church's teachings. This careful selection process ensures that the appointed individual is equipped to handle the demanding nature of an exorcism, should one be needed. It's another layer of the Church's thorough and cautious approach to dealing with the rare instances of possible demonic possession. The selection of the exorcist further underscores the Church's careful approach. Discernment is at the heart of the process. The Church's approach to identifying and addressing potential cases of demonic possession is not a task taken lightly. It is a careful and meticulous process that requires discernment in order to differentiate between true demonic possession, oppression, and mental or medical health issues. In the realm of spiritual warfare, discernment is the ability to distinguish between what is of God and what is not. It is the process of making careful distinctions in our thinking about truth. In other words, the ability to think with discernment is synonymous with an ability to think biblically. Now let's delve into the subtleties of these distinctions. Demonic possession is believed to be the takeover of a person's physical body and faculties by a demon. This is considered the most severe form of demonic influence. Oppression, on the other hand, is a lesser form of demonic influence, where the individual retains control of their faculties but experiences negative spiritual effects. This may manifest as persistent sinful behavior, negative thought patterns, or a general sense of spiritual malaise. Then, there are mental or medical health issues, which can sometimes be misinterpreted as demonic influence. Symptoms like hallucinations, delusions, or erratic behavior, which are often associated with various mental health disorders, can be mistaken for signs of demonic possession or oppression. In order to differentiate between these, the Church relies on discernment, a process that involves prayer, consultation with experts, and a comprehensive review of the individual's background and symptoms. It is through this process that the Church ensures that it is not mistaking a mental or physical ailment for a spiritual one, or vice versa. The Church's cautious approach to discernment is a testament to its commitment to the welfare of the individual. It is a process that is driven by a desire to provide the right form of help, whether that be spiritual or medical. Discernment ensures that the Church approaches each case with the utmost care and precision. It is a vital tool in the Church's careful approach to dealing with cases of potential demonic influence. Exorcisms are not a common occurrence. In fact, they are a rarity within the Church. This is largely due to the Church's methodical and cautious approach towards determining demonic possession. It is not a decision made lightly or hastily. Every case is meticulously scrutinized, every possible medical or psychological explanation is explored, and every step is taken with utmost care. The Church's cautious approach is further emphasized by the need for a bishop's approval before an exorcism can be performed. Only a bishop can appoint a specially trained and authorized exorcist. It is not a responsibility bestowed upon just any member of the clergy, but one reserved for those with specific training. This careful and considered process ensures that the Church acts responsibly and respectfully, both towards the person in question and the gravity of the situation at hand. The rarity of exorcism speaks volumes about the Church's caution. Emma Schmidt's case is a particularly intriguing one. Picture the year 1928. A 46-year-old woman named Emma Schmidt, also known under the pseudonym Anna Eklund, finds herself in a convent in the small town of Erling, Iowa. Emma wasn't there for a retreat or a pilgrimage. She was there because she was believed to be exhibiting signs of demonic possession. Now, what were these signs, you might ask? They were, to say the least, unsettling. Reports suggest she had an aversion to religious symbols, a classic indication in cases of suspected possession. But it didn't stop there. She was also said to be speaking in tongues, uttering languages she had no knowledge of. And perhaps most disturbing of all, she displayed what was described as superhuman strength. To address this alarming situation, the church called upon Father Theophilus Riesinger. He wasn't just any priest. He was an authorized exorcist, given the solemn task by the local bishop himself. This wasn't an assignment taken lightly. The church's approach to potential possession is always one of caution and discernment, remember? Father Riesinger embarked on an exorcism that stretched not just into days, but weeks. This was no simple ritual. It was an intense spiritual battle, a confrontation between the powers of light and darkness, as understood within the church's tradition. But here's where the tale of Emma Schmidt takes an even more interesting turn. Despite the church's careful and discerning approach to exorcism, the case of Emma Schmidt became a sensation. It attracted attention, scrutiny, and speculation. It sparked a debate that continues to this day, with people questioning the authenticity of the events, the reliability of the reports, and even the veracity of the signs of possession. And yet, for all its controversy, Emma Schmidt's story has made a mark. It's influenced the portrayal of exorcism in popular culture, shaping our understanding and perception of this rare and complex phenomenon. Emma Schmidt's case, while controversial, has left a lasting impact. The controversy around Emma's case has only added to its intrigue. The narrative of Emma's supposed possession and the subsequent exorcism sparked widespread attention. A pamphlet titled "Begone Satan" circulated in 1935, claiming to offer a first-hand account of the events. However, the legitimacy of this document is a subject of debate. Critics argue that the pamphlet was embellished, sensationalized to create a more gripping and perhaps terrifying tale. Moreover, there's another layer to this controversy. Some researchers propose that Emma Schmidt, or Anna Eklund, as she was also known, may not have been possessed at all. They suggest that she might have been grappling with a mental illness, her symptoms misinterpreted as signs of demonic possession. The nuances between mental health conditions and purported signs of demonic possession further complicate the narrative. Despite these controversies, the legacy of Emma's case is undeniably significant. The Erling exorcism, as it's often referred, is considered one of the most documented attempts at exorcism in history. It's this case that has seeped into popular culture, influencing the portrayal of exorcism in literature and film. For instance, the famous book and movie, The Exorcist, drew inspiration from Emma's story. Yet, it's essential to remember that the church does not officially confirm Emma's case as demonic possession. The details surrounding the events are murky at best, making it challenging to separate fact from dramatization. It's a testament to the church's cautious approach to exorcism, emphasizing discernment and careful evaluation. The legacy of Emma's case, controversial as it may be, continues to shape the narrative of demonic possession. While the church's process is rigorous, it's important to note a few caveats. Firstly, the church has not officially confirmed the case of Emma Schmidt, alias Anna Eklund, as a genuine instance of demonic possession. This is a significant point to bear in mind while exploring the annals of alleged demonic possessions and exorcisms. The church's prudence in such matters is reflective of its commitment to discernment and careful judgment. Secondly, the details surrounding Emma's case are, to put it mildly, murky. The challenge of separating fact from dramatization is a daunting task, given the lack of official documentation and the potential for exaggeration. While the tale of Emma Schmidt is undeniably fascinating, we must approach it with a healthy dose of skepticism. Moreover, it's crucial to understand that the church's approach to possession and exorcism is not solely focused on the dramatic and sensational. Rather, it emphasizes the importance of prayer and spiritual support throughout the entire process. This underscores the church's commitment to the spiritual well-being of the individual in question, far beyond the spectacle of exorcism itself. In conclusion, As we delve into the intriguing world of exorcism and possession, it's essential to keep these caveats in mind. They serve as a reminder that the Church's process, while meticulous, always leaves room for interpretation and emphasizes spiritual support.